head into the session real quick. Atti Rock Balla, Drewski.
Got the champagne bottle.
What up, Drew?
Cameraman outside. DJ Drewski HOT97 the movie.
You already know. Bushwick, we in the building. You are watching a master.
You already know what it is. It's your boy P.Killa. Atti, Rock, Balla, Bushwick, Cousin, homicide and Bushwick, nigga.
Get P.
Skip money, nigga. Let's get money, nigga. If you ain't getting money, nigga, you a funny nigga. Yo, Atti, go.
Brown nigga catching bodies, boy, you just a boxy boy. I ain't never do karate, boy, I got a shotty boy. I ain't with the clout chasing nigga, I ain't shotty's boy. Free my nigga Teflon, he the Wick Gotti boy. Real right hound shit, Bushwick with the pound shit. I don't fuck with none of these rappers, they doing clown shit. I was on the block in a trap car with the scale. You be on the gram talking reckless, you ain't really real. Disrespect these niggas till they grill, fuck how they feel. Pop up on your block, broad day, yeah you know the deal. Witnesses ain't never speak a word, cause they know we real. 5 told them you don't see shit, you won't get killed. Had the block jumping 2019. Now the block red infested, these niggas disgusting. On their last breath, desperate, doing anything. Better hope that we don't find out that bank wrong.
They talking like the world, but them niggas ain't outside. When it come to drama, them little niggas are right. If be a homicide in Bushwick, if be a homicide in Bushwick, know that we gon' ride. We grew up around the hustlers, they was getting it outside. If you come to my hood, play tough, you gon' die. It'll be a homicide in Bushwick, yeah.
True shit, my niggas the movement. Just got me a 9, don't make me introduce it. Celebrate your death day, make it an exclusive. Young homie, I been choppy, you been sloppy. Young David Ortiz, they call me Big Poppy. I be in the hood with them burning bitches, the sick thotties. Everybody know me, I'm young but I'm an OG. You can get wrapped like a cannoli, smoke like a bogey. Y'all niggas is bogus, give your bitch some flowers. Hit you with a bomb, nigga lotus. Soon as a nigga get clapped, now they notice that we ain't with the games, we equipped and we focus. I'm about mine, you snitch niggas got one time. But call up one time and you gon' be a flat line. Gang shit, body on the pavement, the streets got what they needed and that's what I was
saying. They talking on the world, but them niggas ain't outside. When it come to drama, them little niggas around. It be a homicide in Bushwick. It be a homicide in Bushwick. Know that we gon' ride. We grew up on the hustlers, they was getting it outside. If you come to my hood, play tough, you gon' die. It be a homicide in Bushwick. It'll be a homicide in Bushwick, yeah.
That's the newest drop, like the newest.
Yeah, right now, but I got 3, so I just dropped the project with 5 joints.
Oh, okay.
And I got 3 of the joints I got on here. Atti _ATTI_718. My new project out right now on all platforms. Urban Trauma Chapter 1 on the run. Go get that shit straight heat. We on the Drewski. You already know what time it is. Big shout out to DJ Drewski for listening to a Bushwick nigga. We in here. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's fucking go.
You already know.
You already know.
Heavy.
Next one is real shit. This is my new shit. It's called Real Shit off that new EP, Urban Trauma Chapter 1. They gon' keep it 100 like they say they do. Yeah, let's get it. Already told them once, and I gotta tell them 2 times. It's gonna be some shots, 2010 in the shoe line. You can X around, but really about that action. And there's 2 more, but I
me hot just off the Yeah.
Bodak Yellow. He got nothing but. You see the hits in here? I'm around greatness. You see the hits in here? I'm around greatness, yo.
We the best.
Khaled. We the best.
Cardi.
We the best.
Yo, Drew got a record studio here.
You already know. You come in here, you come in here, spit a 16. You come in here, record your shit.
You come in
here, record your shit.
You call people in?
Yeah, we just got it together.
How much I charge you?
Nah, it ain't for rent. It's like if we fuck with you.
Oh, okay.
So you can come to Drewski shit, right? You can record some shit, and if your shit fire, you can come right here, spit your shit from the Drewski, and then you can go and he can put if he approves.
You can come shoot a whole video.
If he approves, it's lit. Like at this. The tour, like MTV Cribs, nigga.
You go record your record and come shoot a video.
It's crazy.
Shoot a video to your record.
Oh, you understand what I'm saying? We in here next time. One stop shop. The movement, nigga. One stop fucking shop.
You can go perform it, rehearse it like that.
They don't call it the movement space for nothing.
There's a movement.
It's on the plaza, it's also on the streaming services too.
Act like I fell off, still getting this money, but I don't fuck with these niggas. I don't fuck with these bitches. I don't fuck with these niggas. I don't fuck with these bitches. Nah.
Nah, nigga, nah. My whole team giving it up. My whole team giving it up. My whole team giving it up. This is my single though.
She's part of the crew?
She's definitely part of the crew.
Okay. What was her name?
YKK. Young Cash K.
Real shit we played or not?
Nah, we played real shit.
Oh,
yeah, we got the video. That was
Hard
the
to
last
impress.
one. Homicide in Bushwick, that was the blockbuster. That shit shook the block. People know what the fuck, what time it is. You already know what it is. Drewski came and scooped me. Because we running them numbers up, right? We running them. So, now that niggas is paying attention, this is my new single, video coming soon. I need the whole Bushwick. Everybody better pop out, I already got the spot. You never know, Drewski might, let me not say that.
Just know we outside.
Hey!
Good times, good times. Baby. All that is interest. Nigga possess. They on the body, we fuck with the real when the niggas is stressed. My bitch is all that impressed. She ain't gon' say nothing less. My bitch all that impressed. She ain't gon' say nothing less. Yeah, I got my foot on their neck. Bushwick here, this all you haters upset.
How many records is on the project?
Well, the way I'm doing it, I'm doing something a little different.
Hold on, save it for the interview. Don't even
Definitely.
He was about to go in. Let's say that for the interview. Let's go, it's the new movement, DJ Drewski. We got Bushwick in the building.
Hey,
Brooklyn is here.
the real Bushwick, let's go.
Let's go, Addy.
You already know what I'm
Pulled
talking
up, play some records. You got to throw your jersey back on because the white tee is just
The energy
dripping.
is too
Pause.
crazy. Now we know for future reference, this nigga Addy sweat a lot,
Right.
but the energy was up.
No, that's why you was sweating because you was performing
The
it.
energy was up and shit was Drewski approved.
Listen, you was playing new joints off the project.
Yeah, the new project, you already know my new shit, Urban Trauma. We doing something different. This is chapter one. This
Right.
is chapter one off the album.
Urban Trauma.
Urban Trauma on
Chapter
the run.
one.
Chapter one on the run.
And I like, we'll talk about some of the videos because how they kind of play into each other.
Thanks.
You know, but let's break down the title of the project. Urban
Okay.
Trauma. What does that mean? Because, you know, for you it might be something special.
Nah, facts. Urban Trauma is basically like my whole like movement, like everything I do this for is to just like be able to break down the shit that I've been through. Cause I know many others that have been through it and there's many others that I don't know that have been through it. But I think it's like in reference, like when we talk about violence, right? Like I think sometimes, like when people ask me about hip hop and violence now, I say it's always been, but it used to be a teaching moment. Instead of niggas just beating each other and going out doing crazy shit.
Right.
So the urban trauma, I feel like when I could come with my story, I can say it in a way that could relate to others, and then show them like basically like give them my point of view, like how I feel like we won, like cause niggas sometimes you fighting something thinking that you need to win something that you already won. If you woke up today and you was able to get from point A to point B and you do that shit on your own, you won, man. You won. You don't.
At what point though did you feel like I won, right? Because when you're going through it just, it's hard to feel it, right? But at what point was it when you became a father? When I know one of the records you said, yo, I'm moving my family out the hood. Like, what was that point So there might be somebody watching like, yeah, it sound good, but what was that point that made you feel like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it was more like I'm from Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York City. I lived in New York City my whole life, so it was always like hustle. It was always, and New York City's faster than a lot of cities. So, you know, when I moved, like I had my first son in 2020, straight into the pandemic. So shit was kind of wicked. So my mom's lived in the Poconos. So I knew like kind of what the move, it was not too far. So I was like, when I was able to get away and had time to think, it was not so fast. It was not always, because in New York it's always shaking and moving.
You gotta be ahead of the shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And doing that shit for so many years of my life, I never know what it felt like to have a break to actually sit, think, and be like, oh, you know what? Like, I can still do the shit that I was doing, but now I can sit down and think and I can strategize.
And I got a plan together.
Exactly. Instead of just going out there. RoboCop, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done found myself in too many situations that I'm like, I gotta get out of this shit, you feel me? So it's like, and I noticed like when I take time to sit down and think, I was coming up with a plan and I was doing shit in a way that even if I didn't get it right that day, shit was coming to me a little bit better because I was making more time for myself and I was getting more rest, and it was just like, how you put it?
Caught it early, my brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The shit, you know the shit that the old heads come in and they teach us? You know what I'm saying? I was able to catch it early, and that's...
You rebutted yourself.
Basically.
And so the records on this project, you feel like when you listen back to them, you were able to put more thought into these records, you know, compared to the earlier records, and just when you was running around, just, you know, I'm doing music, but I'm just rushing everything. When you sit and listen to some of these records, can you hear it yourself? Like, you know, I really took my time with this. I really put thought into this.
Yeah, definitely. To the point where people was telling me, yo, where's the music you taking to them? But it was like, I'm telling them, like, yo, there's a reason to it. Like, it's a method, because I'm trying to, like shit is manifesting on its own. Like, it's crazy because I'll write some shit or I'll spit some shit or whatever in the studio, and each bar will go together to create something. And I ain't playing that. Just real talk, it just come together. So it's like, it was like, I knew I was on to something, and then, yo, first of all, I want to shout out Rico, my producer, Rico, he passed away. RP, Rick this lit. What happened was, I ain't gonna front, the drill shit was hitting heavy. I ain't had nothing. I've been doing this for a while, I had some shit, but I ain't had nothing that was in tune. And Rico came out of nowhere, and Rico just told me like, yo, just relax, like you gotta embrace everything that's coming in. You know what I'm saying? You a little older than some of these young dudes.
And you said it in the record too, late 80s babies.
Yeah.
All that. Like if people pay attention.
Exactly. And that's what I think I could kind of get a crowd, like if anybody that's like 25 and older, or even at early 30s, like you could relate to it and still vibe to it at the same time. Like it's not. It don't sound, at least to me, it don't sound outdated.
Now, a couple records you played had features on it. One with this guy right here.
Rock Balla.
The first record you played is you two going crazy on it.
This guy, if you don't know the name Rock Balla, then you need to just like go look it up ASAP. Go ask somebody around, because he been playing on for Bushwick, and this dude right here is Bushwick. Real talk. Real talk.
What was the relationship like? Just growing up together?
Growing up since kids.
Elementary.
Elementary school. Yeah.
Who was doing music first? Or was it just kind of everything happened together?
I don't even know. I know we just linked up doing music, and that was that. For real.
Well, it's crazy. Like me, I always did music since like mad young.
Right.
Like I was always a writer. Like in school, I wrote like poems and stories and shit. And I was doing that, but I ain't gonna front. Like I was scared to really tell anybody.
Of course, yeah.
So I think I've been doing it for. I was doing music
first then.
So on record, Rock was doing music first.
The record you got together though, was that like you put it together and you heard him on it, like yo, he was sounding?
Nah, that was P.Killa.
Oh, okay. All right. So P.
He produced that beat.
That's you right there.
He produced that beat. He sent that, and he said Addy, have a vision.
g.t.e.
But when you make these records, can you like hear certain people on them like, yo, them two would sound good on it. I'm giving it to that. Like that type of vibe.
It wasn't even like that.
It wasn't like that.
It's not even. It's
I
just,
went to the studio and heard it and said, I gotta
He
get
was
on
like
that.
after it was done already.
I said, I gotta get on that. His verses was done.
He invited us to the studio session.
And he said, I gotta find something else.
No,
I gotta get on it. I said, I gotta get on that.
Because
I
we
need a
got
hook or something.
Right,
Just
right,
a hook.
right,
Need a hook. And I just did what I did.
Because we had other joints, right? So Rock was already in the studio. I had this song with P. I had a whole totally different hook and all that. But so now when shout out Goyo SPMG Studios, you already know what time it is.
He mixed that crazy.
Mixed that crazy. So basically, when he was like, he was playing this shit because he was like, yo, I finished mixing this piece. I mean, all the stems, everything sounds crazy. So he kept playing it. I'm seeing Rock in the corner like to himself, like he's not even like going to the song. He's off this way. Like,
It gave me that G-Unit feel, that
I told you, guns come out. And the guns come out. And I'm like, you got something on your mama, nigga? You want to get on this? I gotta get on it. That's how that hook came, and it really completed the track.
right. And I agree, because even the tone, like, you know, it's two different artists, so it's not like y'all sound the same. It definitely complements
What's
each other.
crazy was, like,
Definitely.
me and Rock, we team, you know, g.t.e.
Right.
So I'm hearing Addy, I'm like, yo, they got like similar backgrounds, similar struggles,
Right.
similar flows. So I'm like, yo, Addy, you know I got beats, you know, we bros from the sandbox. I want you to jump on one of my beats. He sent me back to fire. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. He's like, yo, I'm gonna book a session. We're gonna upgrade this. This is gonna be flames. Like, alright, he write Rock, he write me. We just
Right, you in the spot.
He changed the whole hook. He's like, yo, I need to get on it. And
Crazy.
dope.
And that's out now. The video's out now, so y'all can go run it up. You shot the video in
I'm
Bushwick.
on YouTube. You already know Rock Balla and
Had the family help.
And
cameos. It was nice.
now the other record with the young girl, YKK, that's her name, right?
Right.
Shout to YKK. You said she's a part of the team as
Definitely.
well.
Definitely. She's an artist that I worked with, you know, for a while. We actually working on a project for her. Right now she's actually out of town. She be back soon. She was just dealing with something. But we got some joints. She's ready to work. Like, she's over ready to work. Like, I wish she was here right now.
Right.
She would have been feeling the meeting right now. But it was like, yeah, she talk her shit. Like I'm practicing. I'm trying to get better. Like, she talk her shit.
Is there anyone else on the team, any other artists that you're working with that's featured on the project, or because this is chapter 1, so I'm sure you're already working on chapter 2 records.
There's
I think that shit is done already.
yeah.
Chapter 2 is done already.
Every chapter is done.
How many chapters we getting?
It's 5.
Sheesh. It's a lot of records added.
It's 5, right? Because I'm building this catalog. I'm trying to give them something. I'm trying to do something that's different.
Right.
So it's like with every video leading into each other, what I'm doing is every chapter to me is like an episode. So my shit is when my shit is dropping like a limited series.
It's a series.
It's a series.
Is this that? Do we see acting in your future? Because the one video you shot in Florida at the end, it kind of turns into like a scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we know you're doing the music, but is there acting? Are you preparing yourself for maybe jumping into that world?
I want to jump into that world, but I'm a writer, so I would like to, you know, maybe jump into the writing side.
Got you.
Like, I feel like it's a situation, like, if I gotta jump in something and I gotta act to bring my project out, like if I write something and they like, yo, you need to bring it out, so you need to get your man and you need to show us what it is. I try.
You ready?
I'll try.
You working on acting skills.
I'm ready.
Anything going on with you, like other records that you produce that are dropping, or you know what I'm saying? Always working.
Rock about to drop his album.
Okay.
My story.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I don't want We won't say no dates, but it's coming out real soon.
It's done though.
It's done already. It's done.
He got a summer hit coming out August 1st.
He got damn, man.
August 1st, club shit.
August 1st. Oh, we can't say the dates.
I can't say that.
Then, I mean, there's no way we can't send that through.
And I'm trying to have them collab more.
Get a
Yeah, I was gonna say we might need like a little EP or something, like a mixtape with them two right there.
And more
Nah,
than
definitely.
artists. I'm trying to take a title like, I'm gonna just say Bushwick DJ Atti P.Killa, you heard?
Let's go. I love it.
I got the beats, I got the heat, I got the
Right.
streets.
And
Definitely.
there's definitely a lot of talent in Brooklyn right now too. The energy, is feeling good.
Like Bushwick itself is like
Yeah, we gotta give Bushwick a new
The
name.
energy, right. The energy is
Bushwick
crazy.
got tarnished. So
Right.
we trying to show the real side of this shit. We gotta talk about that.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't even give
We're
them
gonna show the new side, the real side of Bushwick.
Right.
The people who went through the.
he got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. He's like, yo, I gotta clean this up.
Yeah, but you're gonna see a lot of Bushwick. Just know that, the real Bushwick.
Say it, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Pete.
Light side, dark side, stand
Shout
up.
out to
You
Pete
heard?
because when it comes to New York City, he got New York City looking right. I'm telling you right now. That's what I'm gonna say.
Gotta eat TV, my YouTube, you heard? 80K.
Right.
Gotta eat TV.
What's the Instagram and all that so they can follow you and tap in with everything going on?
My IG is simple _Atti ATTI _718. So _ATTI _718.
Go ahead, drop the gram because that project is coming.
Y'all already know about Balla _g.t.e. You already know my story. Dropping real soon. Get y'all day real soon.
Look out, flames.
Definitely.
Give them your gram.
Yeah.
Are you working with other artists though? Like if artists just want production, they want beats, can they reach out? Are you picky?
I work with many artists, but my main focus,
Right.
I go to g.t.e. That's the game. Game come
That's
first.
the focus right now.
Yeah, that's the game. Gotta push the game.
Alright, go ahead, drop the gram.
Anyways, you already know P.Killa, g.t.e. Instagram. Everything P.Killa, g.t.e.
Let's get it. The new movement.
Yes,
Bushwick
sir.
in the building.
You already know.
Let's go.
No.
Hey, Gucci. Yo, big shout out, Fluff Jones.
Oh yeah,
Big shout out to Fluff.
Big shout out, Fluff.
Big Bushwick.
We on tour.
Yo, hey, I love you, man. We on tour, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Drew family. Drew come to Bushwick, he good. Lakeside, you already know.
All the way good.
You already know.
Already know we here.
We out here.
Just keep bringing around the gangsters in the project. Just already know.
In
We
the
was
fort.
over there.
In the
They
fort.
shot like this in here. I'll show you.
Yeah.
With this kid crunch.